Hey everyone, today I'm going to do a bit of a different video for this one. This one's going to be on how to become sub 20 one-handed, or even you could even say sub 19, because I still use some of these tactics. I average around 16, 15, 17. Yeah, so I feel like some of these tips could really help you guys out, and I'm probably going to use most of these throughout my entire time of cubing one-handed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get on to the video. Now, one important thing for one-handed is the hardware. Now, the event isn't actually fun to do without, the proper hardware. So you really want to find a cube that fits for you. So this one just fits for me. It's the 50mm Zhanchi. I've been using this ever since I started one-handed, pretty much. Not this exact cube, but this type of cube. So that's just for me. Some people like the thunderclap. So this is just a thunderclap right here. It's nothing special. I don't use it. It's just how it is. Or some people like using a faster cube. So it really just depends on what you prefer for a cube, I guess, feeling wise for one-handed. So just try out a bunch of different cubes and come to the conclusion that one is better than the other for one-handed. Or if you just want to use your two-handed main, that also works too. I used to do that, but I switched and I've been using this cube since. So for tensioning wise, how I do it for this Zhanchi, I've been doing it for all of the other ones. All I do is I screw it to the top of the edge or the centerpiece right here and make it flush with that, and the tension works there. It works out pretty well. I do that for all my cubes, so or all my for all my one-handed cubes, which is a grand total of 2 of them. So like I said, the 2 of them I have. So yeah, that's pretty much it for hardware. Just find the right cube for you, and then you will definitely have fun with this event. It'll be a lot more fun, and you'll actually enjoy it. One tip that I recommend is trying to be efficient when solving the cross. Now, sometimes you'll just get some really bad crosses during one-handed, but just try limiting that and just inspecting more on seeing whether or not you can be more efficient with your crosses or not. That's the most important thing. I still have trouble with that even now, but it's something you can get around, and cross is just one part of the step, but I feel like it's the most important step for me, at least, because it's what you start off on. So it starts you off on a good footing. So that's kind of, I feel cross is the most important step. Even now, I still try to improve on it. One thing that I saw on a video a long time ago, I don't remember who it was, but here's a cross case where you have the where it's all you need left is in this case a D2 in order to solve the cross, but you need this blue down here. Now most people would just do this. Now I feel that's extremely inefficient, and the way the way the other guy showed in the video made it really, it looked really efficient. So what you would do is you would move the cross, or you'd move this piece to the left, or if you're a right-handed solver, you'd move it to the right. So for left-handed, you would move it this way, or you would do a U, and then do a big R, and then big R prime, and then D2. So I find that really efficient, because all you have to do literally is that. Oh, I messed it up, but all you do is that, and it solves it. And that's probably the most efficient way to do a cross edge. I know this is a pretty common technique, but some people didn't know about it, so I think it was worth pointing out. So all you do is this, and then you have your cross done. So that's one of the ways to do it. You could have also preserved that pair, but I was just showing you guys how to efficiently solve that cross. So little techniques like that will save you in the long run. I've used that technique countless times during solves, so it definitely helps. So yeah, one more thing I want to go over is the F2L. So F2L can either be really good or really bad. Sometimes it requires some rotations. I have trouble with rotations, but you should try to limit the amount of rotations you do during a solve. Rotations is a huge time killer. It just wastes so much time. So what I try to do is just limit when I practice and not time myself. I just solve and figure out all the ways I can do by limiting my rotation. So here, I know I'll get a cross case just from solving it because I have these 3 edges, and I know that inserting this will give me a cross. So just learn little techniques when you solve. It comes with practice, but just learn a lot of techniques of you just solving and then figuring out, okay, so if I did this, I know I'm gonna get a cross. So prepare to have a cross case, or if you guys know winner variation, you guys can use that. I don't know that, so only thing I know that's remotely advanced is COLL. So okay, so one thing I also learned that I feel like I should point out is 2-gen cross cases. These are very, every cross case has a 2-gen case. So learning them for COLL is vital, and learning them for one-handed is very vital as well. They're very useful. So I learned all the 2-gen cross cases, and I feel like they're all necessary. So you should go and learn them. They're really nice, and they flow very fast, even if it's not a COLL case. So I know if I do the 2-gen case, I know it's not going to be COLL, but I know I can perform it really fast, which is what matters too. So this case is probably really easy. I just don't know it. So yeah, I know this is a 2-gen case, so I know that it would be really fast if I just did it. Sometimes, actually most of the time I do the 2-gen because it's faster solving it than figuring out the COLL, but most of the time I use COLL because I know I'll get a guaranteed, all the corners will be guaranteed to be permuted already, so I can just get either a U-perm or a Z-perm or an H-perm, which are easier than E-perms and A-perms. So the last thing I want to go over is, as you can see, I don't know the one-handed alg for that, and I'm not sure if that is, but you don't need to learn all the one-handed PLLs. You just need to practice with your PLLs that you know right now. You'll get really fast with them. Some of them, if they really annoy you and you just can't get fast with it, then yes, I'd recommend learning a different OH alg, but just experiment with the algs that you already have right now, and they should be good for one-handed for now, just to get sub 20. In the long run, maybe you want to learn them, but sometimes you can get these algs pretty fast, even one-handed. Just experiment around. Like this T-perm, I can do pretty fast if I wasn't messing up. So I know it's not the fastest, but it's really fast. I tried the one-handed one, I just didn't like it, so I just kind of stuck with that one. So yeah, that's pretty much all the tips I have for, I guess, during solving. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. One aspect of one-handed is TPS. So you want to get your TPS pretty fast for one-handed. It makes you really fast, or it gets you good times pretty easily. So a lot of people say don't focus on your TPS just quite yet, but I would have to disagree with that. This TPS is important for one-handed and can really save some solves if you are just struggling, because at the end of the day, you're trying to get your turn speed as fast as your two-handed turn speed on here. So you really need to practice that TPS a lot. So one practice that I do for TPS is, I think you saw in the earlier clip, was the this. I just kind of do that a lot and see how fast I can do it. So yeah, this, you would do this, and you would have this, and then solve it like this. Okay, I did that wrong, but so yeah, just little finger tricks like that will help you get your TPS faster. Now I know that's just one finger trick that you would use a lot, but that one finger trick will help you practice your turning style and your turning speed, and that's what's really important, is practicing your turning style and getting used to it and your turning speed. That's something I have. I have a lot of turning speed, but my look ahead is not the greatest, and my efficiency on F2L is horrible. So that's one thing I do know. I feel like have a say on is your TPS. So another thing is you can use those triggers like I have, like things like this, or you could do this one. So yeah, it's really nice. It really helps get this index finger going with you primes and things like that. It really helps out. So one thing that I watched someone's video on one-handed. One thing I noticed about their solves that was flawed was their U moves. So for U moves, some people do it like this. Some people do it like this. I personally do it like this. I feel like it's easier. So I saw someone do a U move. They were doing F2L and they had to cross on bottom, and they did their U move like that, and that's really inefficient. You should probably try doing something either this or this. Just get in the habit of that instead of doing this, because that's really inefficient, because you have to turn your whole entire hand just to reach that U layer when your index finger can already do that. So yeah, that's I think pretty much it for TPS. I think just practice trigger moves, just do a bunch of these. A favorite one I like to do is Soon, U prime, anti-Soon, and then U perm. I do that a lot. It works out pretty well. I think it helps out with your TPS a lot, because it just practices 2-gen movements a lot, which is pretty much a lot of OH, which is a bunch of 2-gen. So yeah, get used to that. That's pretty much most of one-hand solving. So it really practices your TPS. So yeah, that's pretty much it for TPS. Okay, so my closing thoughts are going to be mostly on, I guess, these final tips before I leave you off, to try to become sub 20. So one thing I'd like to note is that one-handed it can be easy for some people and it's harder for other people. For me, sub 20 was pretty difficult. I wouldn't say difficult, it just took a long time. But once you're sub 20, you can become easily at least almost 15 seconds. It's really fast to improve once you're sub 20, but getting past that barrier is the hardest part. And I feel like with the video that I made so far about this, it should help you and give you a good guideline on how to become sub 20. And I really hope this helped. And let me think of some other things before I leave off. Oh yeah, use Pinky. I know some people don't use it, but use Pinky. It really helps. If you don't use Pinky, it does decrease your times, or increase technically. Now, I know people that are fast by using just ring finger, but if you use Pinky and you get used to it, you'll become a lot faster, because your turning speed is more efficient, and your turning style, your solve flows a lot better when you use your Pinky. I know there are faster people that use ring, but using Pinky is the best thing to do. So try to get used to that. If you use ring finger, don't use ring finger. Please use Pinky. I used to use ring as well, but I switched when I was 50 seconds because I knew I had to eventually. So yeah. So those are my final thoughts and closing remarks. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.